What is going on, guys? We're 3 for 3 today with post-commentary videos, I know. This video is not as exciting to make, although, as the M60A1 ERA or the T64A. This is a sad video to make. Sad as in, damn. Not like end of the world sad, it's just a little disappointing. What am I talking about, of course? Well, that is the Key 94-2. The Operation Summer Plane, the last thing you get to. The thing has been spammed out constantly over the past couple of days in Japan's queue, past 2 days. You've run into teams with complete Key 94 spam. Now, is it worth spading? Currently, no. Maybe in the future? Possibly. I don't know. But unless this thing becomes a premium and becomes a lower BR, it's not worth it. There will be myths floating around, or should I say flying around, of this plane being good at high altitudes. What you're watching right now is me climbing to 12K, the optimal altitude, and still performing like shit. I do have IAS on. I'm not using manual engine controls, and maybe manual engine controls can boost this plane's performance slightly, like they do for any plane. But playing it like a normal War Thunder player would, without manual engine control, this plane flies like doo-doo. It's very heavy. So I'm going to tell you all the bad parts about this plane while you're watching me climb and do my performance tests up very high. I'm going to talk about what's wrong with this plane, not what's wrong with it, what I don't like about it, what the bad things about this plane. Then I'm going to talk about why it's performing terribly right now, and then I want to propose some fixes and maybe what it can do to be a useful aircraft in the tech tree. First of all, it's not a premium, which is a bad thing. Every other vehicle from Operation Summer was a premium. This isn't, however. It's a 5.7. It's in the premium tree, but it is not gold. You just have to grind it. It doesn't come with modifications. Its climb rate is bad stock and pretty bad spaded. I do have this thing spaded. The turn rate is bad stock and pretty bad spaded. The thing is heavy as hell, and its speed leaves a lot to be desired from 5.7 aircraft, to put it lightly. It is comparable in role to a Ta-152H1. It is a long wing interceptor. I believe these things were made or designed to they were designed to attack B-29s. I don't think their implication was ever, I don't think they ever made it off the production line. I think they were still prototypes. And yeah, that's all the drawbacks of the thing. You notice that the drawbacks are pretty much everything that you need in an aircraft. Turn speed, dive rate. Everything about this plane is subpar, aside from the guns. The guns are fantastic. It has 230s, 220s. The 30s, I believe, have a higher velocity than 50 cals, if I am not mistaken, which is nice. And another good thing about this aircraft is aesthetics. I will play it based off aesthetics alone. It is a very good-looking aircraft. It looks like a Ta meets a Japanese plane. It's beautiful. But compared to other 5.7s, this thing cannot hold its own at all. Spaded or not spaded, it can't. It doesn't outclimb any of the Allied vehicles or planes. It doesn't outclimb the Allied planes it gets. It doesn't outdive them. It doesn't outspeed P-47s. It doesn't outturn P-51s. It can turn in a margin of 500 to 600. It can turn pretty well. But other than that, it is really a strict boom and zoom aircraft. So don't bring this thing into dogfights. If you want to do well with this thing, you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks. I don't know if they're going to change the BR. I think they should, but you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks. You're going to have to side climb in a couple of weeks after the queues have died down, and you're going to have to support the rest of your team. And I think this plane might play a good role with the rest of the 5.7 Japanese aircraft just because this plane is a little bit faster than some of the Zeros or the A6M series. It's a little bit faster, so you can kind of poach people that they put into dogfights and capitalize on that. But as it stands now, teams of Key 94s can't beat teams of Allies. And even if you do win, I mean, it's probably luck and you had a terrible experience. You're not going to roll through a team. And I mean, the experience of flying this aircraft is not fun in the game. I complained about it the entire time. Maybe that's just because I wanted something better and I didn't know too much about this plane. But looking at it, just the aesthetics, the camo, it looks lovely, and I really wanted to fly it. I was really excited. What I think that they should do with this plane is make it a premium and lower its BR. I think that would make it fair. I think that this plane would be fine at 5.0. I think it's very comparable to a P-47. I think it's worse in most regards than an N or an M. And the N and M are both lower BRs than this. So maybe stick this thing around a P-47 BR, make it a premium, and then it'd be worth something. You know, you could fly it and grind and maybe not face Griffin Mark 24s that will spank your boots. This thing has the chance of meeting 6.7 planes. It couldn't hang with 5.7 planes. It couldn't hang with American 5.3 planes. It can't hang with British 5.3 planes. It cannot hang. So I think the lower BR is a necessity. I think that's what you need. What we did was we flew this plane out. I golded it to spade it to see if it got any better because I wanted to make this video. I wanted to talk about if it was worth it. I reviewed every other vehicle. I played every other vehicle, and all of them were fun. You know, the Pack Wagon was knock a hit out of the park. I mean, what a great tank to add. I think the Type 65 was super fun to add. I didn't even think they needed to take the AP belts off of it. I mean, look at the thing. It's a treehouse. You can kill it with 50 cals. If you die to that, that's your own fault. You need to check your corners and stuff. But I understand why it was nerfed too. You know, some people don't know how to play the game. Some people can't, you know, multitask or watch their corners or cover themselves. So they can't. They need something to complain about. But I still think it was a cool vehicle to add. But the P-43, right, was the Lancer? What a shit aircraft. Why? What was the point of that? And now this one. You know, I had all my promise in this plane because the other one was shit. And look at this. Look at me come out of this dive. Look at the compression. There is nothing enjoyable about this aircraft flying. Nothing. It's slow. It just doesn't do anything you want it to when you're used to flying normal planes. This is actually in a league of its own. It handles like worse than a heavy fighter, in my opinion. I would expect it to handle worse. I would expect it to handle a little bit better, but it just doesn't. It leaves a lot to be desired. And yeah, I'm missing a ton of shots too. You could say that. But I really can't pull lead on this guy like I want to. And just the speed and just how it flies, it feels odd. It's got a heavy rudder. It's hard to get guns on target. I just hit him there, you could see. Still missing every shot. Just poor aim. And he goes into the drink. But that's basically what I wanted to say. So if you guys were looking forward to this, if you finally got it and you're thinking that spading it will be your salvation, I'm sorry to tell you that it's not true. If you like the unique vehicles, I'm glad you guys got it. It is a very, very good looking aircraft, but on the fun meter, it's a definite no-no. If I was you guys, I would just play the Key 84 Atsu at 5.7 and enjoy my 420 Blaze and a good turning aircraft, a fast climber, a fast diver, everything. It does everything this aircraft does, at least twice as good. Aside from the guns. If that thing had the 30s, which it does have a version at 6.0 with the 30s, I mean, I would just use that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my insight. I hope you listened to the video and understand where I was coming from. If you take offense to this, I'm terribly sorry. See me on Reddit. We can shoot the hands. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Keep throwing you back. Nothing but empty sugar, no, I just crash. Tongue got me numb, I lose the words to tell myself how much you hurt. But bitter pill keep throwing you back.